Hi everyone, art journal page today, and I'm working in this sketchbook. My page is already gesso just because I knew I wanted to smear some paint and let it move on the page and not soak it immediately into the paper. Now I've just picked some colors. Let's move this a little bit. I've picked two shades of orange, some blue, I've got some purples, and I've got some white. I'm not sure yet, I'm just gonna smear some paint. I'm going to start with the orange, the two shades I've got here, and let's take a brush. I'm just dipping it here into a little bit of water and taking some paint on, and we'll see. Now I didn't even wait for the gesso to completely dry because I figured if it's still wet then I will get more shades to the color, because the white will just blend with what I'm doing, so I don't care. So basically I'm just smearing paint, and it's quite random, not planned, don't know where it will take me. I only had idea of color that I wanted to use and some focal image, and that's it. Otherwise I'm just going with the flow, and we'll see where it gets me. Little bit hard here where the fold is, but never mind, just okay, just a little bit of this. Okay, so I've smeared some of this. Moving on, next I'm taking another brush just because I don't want my orange to mix too much with the other colors, and only on several places. I don't need this to create mud. So not sure yet, just playing around. And I took two shades of each color just so I will have something to play with, and it won't be solid color. Trying to push the paint in where the fold is. So I'm touching a little into where the orange is, and there is a little bit of mix, but not too much. I'm alternating between the two shades until I'm satisfied with what's going on. That's the only explanation I have. Having just fun smearing paint. Yeah. Once again, taking another brush and moving to the blue. This time I only took this color. Don't know, didn't find another shade that I was happy with. So, and again, letting it mix a little bit with the other colors, but not a lot, so again I won't have mud. It's easier with the purple. With the orange it's just a little bit difficult. Okay. I will probably need to go over this light blue. The paint is not quite opaque, and I need it to be just a little bit more noticeable and not show all the colors that it mixes with. And I'm I'm kind of thinking that I should have kept some white here, like, I don't know, maybe here and here. So I don't know, I'll just go on with this. No, doesn't matter. Maybe I'll let it dry and then add white. Not sure yet. As I said, it wasn't planned. Okay, so I'm thinking of adding from the orange here, so I left it, just picking up the paint and another brush, and hoping I'm not creating an awful mix. Okay, seems good enough. And do I put some white here? Yeah, I'm going to let this dry and I'm gonna cover some of it with white. That's not what I was going for, and I will fix it. I'll be back. I'm back. So covered these two sections with white gesso and it's still wet. The only thing I want to do is just make it a little bit more soft, don't have a hard edge. So I've taken a makeup sponge and I'm just going over like so until I don't have more gesso on my sponge. And I'm also going over what I have covered, and well, it just gives me a little bit of texture and interest, so it's picking a little bit the color underneath, but that's fine by me. So as you can see, just going over, and the paint is coming from underneath where the gesso is a lot wet. And now I'm going over here again, so I will have it like fading into the color and I won't have a harsh edge. And also going over like so. I'm switching the direction of the sponge so I won't get the same mark over and over again. And I've got now this texture without the texture of the paintbrush, just the dabbing of this sponge, which I think is more interesting than the brush marks I had. Okay, I think here I need to let this dry a little bit more because too much is picking from underneath. And basically that's the first layer. I'm dabbing my sponge to get excess of the gesso, and now I hardly have anything, so I'm just tapping away, just as I said, so it would look more blended. Okay, now this needs to be completely dry. I don't have another option, and then we'll continue. I'm back, everything is dry. I want to stencil, and I'm going to stencil this mandala here and probably here also, we'll see. And I'm going to use a gesso, and what I'm trying to do is incorporate it into the background, so part of the white that I'm stenciling will reach here, so it's part of the background. And now I'm just going to use the same makeup sponge and go over, just taking a little bit and dabbing at the excess and then stenciling. Nothing to it, and let's hope I won't create a mess. Was supposed to leave white spaces, I haven't, and now let's hope everything will come around. But that's how it goes when I don't have a complete plan for a page, just a general idea. So basically this is it, and if I think it needs a little more coat, another coat of a white, then I will do it. And probably here I will add some white, so as I said, it will just blend into the other white that I have. So I'm going to keep at it. It's going to take some time to go over all of this, so I'll be back when I'm finished. I'm back, finished stenciling. This is dry. I am now wanting to add my focal image. I've printed it from pixbay.com just because I don't have enough magazine to find something, and you can use whatever magazines you have. And I'm just going to tear this. I don't need the whole thing. Something like that. And mostly I wanted the eyes. Okay, just going to take a little bit of the white here. That's better. Yeah. So I know it covers some of what I've done here, but what can I say? Maybe here. Yeah, I'm going to just glue it here. I'm gonna use some glue stick. Doesn't need anything else. It's just printer paper. Just making sure that I do have enough glue on. Let's hope I did put some. Okay, a little bit here in the fold, and yeah, I'm just going to use this excess a little bit just here. Yeah. Okay, it seems in place, and now I want to add some elements to my page, and I'm gonna try I want to stamp, but when I'm using stencils with gesso, it creates a little bit of texture, and then the stamp just doesn't look so good. And so I'm thinking I will stamp on a paper napkin, on the white back of a paper napkin, and then I will glue it down, and it will just disappear into the background. So I've got the backing of a paper napkin, and I need an ink pad. Here we go. Now, where did I put my the stamps I wanted to use? That's a great question in all the mess I've got here. Where did I put it? Okay, so I'm going to find the stamps under all the mess I've got here, and I'll be back. I'm back, and after looking for the stamps, finding them, decided that I want to make my life easier and just stencil instead of trying to stamp on a napkin and then adhere it to the page. So I've got some black acrylic paint here, makeup sponge, and this stencil that I'm gonna start with, and just stenciling away. Much more easier than what I was going to do. I just want, on top of all I've done, some black elements, preferably leaves and flowers. Okay, trying to be quick about it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's what I was going for. And now I want to add more flowers or stems or whatever. So I'm just going to play with the stencil and each time add from a different section, so it all will all go together. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to continue stenciling and adding elements, and I'll be back. Okay, finished with the stenciling, and as per usual I have a problem with too much white space, so I'm going to still try and stamp on it. And because it's just to add some details, I don't care if the stamp will if the print will be precise and crisp. I just want to add something, and I've got some handwritten script here that I'm just gonna add quite randomly. On my page, maybe a little bit here, Yeah, much better. Yeah, and also some other stamp with some flowers. And once again, I don't care about how crisp it is, and I'm just stamping it quite randomly. As you can see, I even didn't put it on an acrylic block. I'm just adding details in the back, like so. Yeah, and just a little bit more. That's what happens when there is no complete plan. I just go with it and add as I go. Yeah. Okay, like it. Now I just want to darken the edges. I'm using the same makeup sponge with the black acrylic paint and just going over the edges of my page and see if that's enough. After, if it is, I'm letting it be as is. If not, I will see if I need to add something to my page. I'm quite liking what's going on here. I'm just not sure that this is it. Let's see. Yeah, I like it, but still something here is just missing, and so I'm gonna stamp the same thing again. Yeah. Now I'm happy. That's it. That's my page. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.